Good morning, dear student. In the previous class, we have we were discussing about the different type of sampling method. Out of five sampling method, we have discussed the first and their advantage and disadvantages. That is random or chance sampling method. Now, second method is the non-random sampling method. Now what happens in this method? Under this method, selection or rejection of a particular unit is not random but deliberate or purposive. It totally depends upon the investigator either to or decide to select or reject of a participant. So this is called a non-random. Remember, let me recall you again. In a random sampling method, each and every informant have the equal chance of selection and rejection. But in this method, the investigator having the full authority to reject and select a particular informant. Now merits. Merits of this method. Items are selected according to the purpose of the study and investigation. The full authority goes to the investigator. Second, this method allows selection of the important items of the data. If the investigator feels that uh, an item is an item is can be important informant, then he or she can select the required one. Demerits: there is a high scope of personal bias in selection of the sample. Now the investigator may be prejudiced or personally biased in this method. Second demerit is the data may become less reliable as selected items are highly subjective according to the eyes of investigator. If the data becomes so subjective, then this method is not. Third one is stratified sampling method. First of all, the stratified word generally comes from the word strata. The strata means layer. Under this method, the whole universe is divided into strata or layers or a homogeneous group. Remember, we were again taking the same example in a class of the A. 11th A, there are 40 students. We have to take a sample. Out of sample we pooled, we have to select only out of 40, 10 student and 30 should be rejected. Now what the strata sampling method means? Now first of all, we'll divide all the 40 students into 10 strata, that is the layers. After then we have divided them into the 10 homogeneous groups. Then after each strata, from the each strata at random, again we are using the first word at random, the strata may either be proportional or disproportional depending upon the size of each strata. So in this method, first of all, we have divided the whole universe into different stratas. Now the investigator will decide who will investigator randomly will decide, non-randomly not, who will be rejected and who will be selected. Now merits. Data is selected on the basis of diverse feature of population. This is the first merit. Second merit, data is more reliable, meaningful, and allows comparative study. Demerits, there will be difficulty in terms of proper classification of data. There may be a while forming strata, there may be a difficulty. Second, the method is not effective when size of the universe is very small. If you have the very small area, then this method is not suitable. Third, there's a risk of bias in classification of the data. Now investigator may give some priority to the some people and less priority to the some people. This is called the risk of bias. Now quota sampling method. Quota means giving preference to the some people is called the quota. Under this method, the selection of the units of the sample is left to the investigator. Now, investigator is fully authorized to select and reject the sample. His knowledge of the fact as to know how many units have certain type of characteristic and how much are to be taken as a sample. Now, the investigator is well known which person or which informant is capable of giving the full answer of this question, then only this method can be used. Merit, the method is not very expensive, so investigator always knows the characteristic of each and every informant. Second, data collected on the basis of different characteristic of the data now again the investigator is fully aware that which one informant can have the knowledge of the different data, he have the totally knowledge of it. Demerits, only single demerit, high risk of personal bias. It if a investigator feels that the student A can give the correct answer, but actually the C have the correct answer. Now this is the personal prejudice or personal bias. This may arise in this system. Now fifth and the last system, that is systematic sampling method. Now in this method, whenever a complete list of population is available, this method of sampling is advantageously used. Under this method, all the units of the universe are arranged either according to the alphabets or to ascending or descending order. Then after samples are taken. Systematic means in a system, either they can be A to Z or Z to A, or you can say ascending or descending. It depends upon the condition, that is called the systematic. Now its merits are, the method is very simple, to follow, very we have followed a system. Second, the method is free from personal bias. The Z cannot come after A only comes a B. Similarly, Z to A you cannot go, Z Y X similarly. So now demerits, if all items are homogeneous, then only these methods will be least effective. It can be only effective when there is a heterogeneous society. Second, items of the universe do not get equal chance of selection. There is a no chance of getting selection or rejection. Now in the next class we will discuss about difference between census and sampling method, and some data collection agencies, and the last, the quality of the ideal questionnaire. And then we will, in the next class we are going to finish the chapter. Thank you and a nice day ahead.